Welcome to Ruffing the Past, the show where I talk football, miscellaneous stuff, and sometimes, mostly, maybe football. I'm your host, Sam Ruffing, and today I would like to discuss why I think Jimmy Garoppolo. Ignore the truck. I'd like to I'd like to tell you why I think Jimmy Garoppolo is an underrated quarterback. But before we get on to that, I would like to ask you, if you're interested and you like this content, could you please subscribe down below? Hit the like button, share it with your friends and family. You don't have to. I will not hold it against you if you don't, because you're all wonderful. So now back onto the video. Jimmy Garoppolo is a quarterback for the San Francisco 49ers who many have called overrated, not clutch, a choker, and is generally laughed at in the NFL. And I just don't get why. I mean, I can understand the criticisms of him. He's injured a lot. He's missed how many games in his career? I don't know. He missed an entire season basically in 2018. He missed a lot of 2020. Yeah, he missed the rest of the 2020 season, and so on and so forth. And he's missed a few games this year. People also take shots at him because of the Super Bowl play where he overthrew Emmanuel Sanders by a mile, and that's fair. That's fair. They like to call him a game manager, which isn't that what quarterback is a game manager? Anyways, because Kyle Shanahan runs the ball like, I don't know, 90% of the time. That's a hyperbole, but you know, he runs the ball a lot, and Jimmy Garoppolo generally doesn't have many opportunities to throw. It's almost as if they're trying to limit his don't let him touch the ball because he'll turn it over, I guess, is what people like to point out. And he does have some egregious turnovers, I'll give him that. He turns it over a little too much. His off-field judgment's kind of I mean, he's never been arrested, thankfully. But, you know, the whole turnover issue I can understand because I was watching the Colts-Niners game earlier this year, and he had a few bad interceptions in that game. Granted, it was a monsoon, but, you know, Carson Wentz was playing better than him during that game, so I can't justify Jimmy G there. But Jimmy G is a surprisingly good quarterback when you look at the numbers and just in general. I mean, he wins a lot. Like, people don't take into account how much he wins. I mean, you may not like the exact style he plays with. He's very old school pocket passer, kind of a little bit of gunslinger in him. But he wins a lot. Kyle Shanahan, his coach, has only won 30% of his games without him. He's surprisingly accurate, actually. He has a 66% career completion percentage, which I was surprised by. I'm like, whoa, that's pretty good. His stats in general are just decent overall. I mean, he's got, you know, this year he's got 17 touchdowns to 7 interceptions, 7 or 8, which is pretty decent, with, you know, missing a few games and being pulled for Trey Lance on a few plays, the Niners rookie quarterback. It's honestly pretty good, and, you know, the Niners are a run-heavy team, so especially with Deebo Samuel now running the ball. And he still puts up decent numbers. His yards aren't the best, and he's got a 99% passer rating in his career, which is higher than Tom Brady, higher than Peyton Manning, higher than Tony Romo. Most quarterbacks, name them, he's higher. I mean, he's got a higher passer rating than Derek Carr, Matt Stafford, who's lighting it up, and people say he's better. I mean, not to mention, Jimmy Garoppolo also wins big games most of the time. Now, granted, the Super Bowl was kind of rough, and it kind of ruined his image a little bit. I mean, he did dominate over Patrick Mahomes. He and the Niners did dominate over Patrick Mahomes for the first 3 quarters. I blame that loss more on Shanahan because he stopped running play-action passes. But, again, Garoppolo's fourth down pass was like, what the heck was that? And so on. And, not to mention, like, he does win big games. I mean, he's beaten the Niners in like the Rams in 4 straight games. The Rams with Sean McVay and generally a better roster. with Matt Stafford or Jared Goff, who's fair enough is Jared Goff, but still, the Rams are dominating, and he usually beats them. He's been to the Super Bowl as a starting quarterback, which not a lot of quarterbacks out there can say. Lamar hasn't done it. He's got 2 playoff wins, more than Lamar. Deshaun Watson obviously hasn't done it. He's won 2. He's won 2 Super Bowls, but that was with New England, and I'm sure, as many of you have just seen, Jimmy Garoppolo led a 17-point comeback against the Rams on Sunday to help the Niners go to the playoffs. Just clutch. Overall, he's a pretty decent quarterback who I don't think people give enough credit. I mean, with all his wins and all that. And if I'm going to be frankly honest, if he left San Francisco next year and they went with Trey Lance, I'm just saying I wouldn't mind him in Denver. Only after Aaron Rodgers and Russell Wilson and a rookie quarterback, but still, I wouldn't mind Jimmy Garoppolo. I think he's a good quarterback, incredibly underrated. And honestly, the Niners as a team, I think, could be a potential Super Bowl candidate, a sleeper Super Bowl team. They got George Kittle back from injury, who's dominating right now. Deebo Samuel's dominating in the running and passing game, receiving game. The running back rotation's pretty good with Eli Mitchell and Jeff Wilson Jr. I don't know. I think that's his name. Jeff Wilson Jr. Kyle Shanahan's calling the plays. He's been to a Super Bowl before. The defense is still good with Fred Warner and Nick Bosa and Eric Armstead, Javon Kinlaw. And, I think the Niners are a sneaky good team. Sneaky good, and Jimmy Garoppolo is an underrated quarterback. Let me know in the comments if you disagree with me. Like, subscribe, hit the bell to keep those notifications going so you get those notifications. And I'll see you all in the next episode. Have a wonderful day.